I've spent every day for 4 months with this person. I think I know them. Hey sailors! Welcome back to Cruising as Crew. My name is Lucy and today we're going to be talking about dating someone you work with. So on a cruise ship, that is dating someone who is in your department. But before we start, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed and is subscribing and is watching my videos. It absolutely means the world. And if you have any video suggestions, anything that you would like me to cover, then you can leave your suggestions in the comments down below, or you can DM me over on Instagram at Cruising as Crew. So, dating someone you work with. Have I done it? Yes. Do I recommend it? No. But it does happen. I think it's something like 30% of couples meet at work, so we can't pretend that it doesn't happen, especially on a cruise ship when, you know, there's a certain amount of crew members. And it makes sense, you know, the people who you are working with in your department, you're spending all day with them, you're getting to know them, so of course you're gonna be most likely to build a connection with someone who you work with. So it's fine that it happens. It's also allowed. There's a lot of people who are like, is it okay? It is allowed. I mean, they can't exactly stop you, but as I said, I've done it, and if I did it again, I would do things very, very, very differently. So in this video, I'm going to go through what I would have done differently and why. And then if you find yourself in a situation where you're dating someone who you work with, hopefully you will be able to implement these things that we're going to go through today, and your relationship will run nice and smooth. The number one thing that I am going to advise is keeping your mouth shut. It's really important that you keep your relationship between you and the person that you are with. And people are gonna know about your relationship. They are gonna ask questions, but you don't have to tell them. You can say no. And when I joined ships, I didn't know how to say no. No was not in my vocabulary, but I've recently learnt the word no, and it's actually fantastic. So yeah, you really don't have to tell anyone anything. And I advise that you don't. I think you should keep it to yourself. The reason is, the more you tell people, the more they feel entitled to have an opinion on your relationship. And it's hard enough to like listen to your intuition when it's just you, but when you've got like the Greek chorus of friends that you've told everything to saying what they think you should do, it's like, but what do I actually want to do? And if what you want to do isn't what everyone else is saying you should do, there's like an element of guilt. And obviously not everyone is going to feel this. I was very much a people pleaser, so that's probably why I was feeling that way. But I just think if you need to talk about your relationship, that's absolutely fine, but I would recommend speaking to your mom, your sister, your friend back home, or if you can find one person on the ship who you trust won't tell everyone else, then talk to them about it. But I do think the more hush-hush you can keep it, the better. The relationships I've seen work out on cruise ships are usually the ones that people don't really know about. They're like, oh my God, are you dating? And they're like, yeah, we've been together 3 years. I'm like, oh, right. You know, and there are people like that that are so good at keeping it professional. I mean, you would never know they're together. And those are the ones that work. And it's also a little bit more exciting if it's like a secret. I mean, not, you know, not a bad secret like you're the other woman, but I mean, if you're trying to keep it hidden from your colleagues, it makes it a little bit more spicy as well. So just keep that in mind. You know, don't be telling everyone your business, because you just don't want everyone chiming in. Number 2 is keep it professional. Now this obviously goes without saying. You're working, you need to keep it professional, but if you are in the same department, you're gonna be spending all day, every day together. And when you are at work, you have to be at work. You can't be all over each other. And that kind of ties into keeping it a secret from everyone. If you're trying to keep it a secret from everyone, then you're not going to be all over each other. Another thing is, if you have a fight with your partner, you cannot let that affect your work. You have to be able to walk into work and literally forget that you are with them romantically. And it is easier said than done. Now, this is also another reason why it's important to keep it on the hush-hush that you're dating someone in your department, because if you do have a fight, and you're in a bad mood, if everyone knows that you're going out with so-and-so, you can guarantee that everyone in your department is going to be coming up to you and be like, oh my God, what happened with so-and-so? And it's probably not going to be because they care. It's because they want to know the goss. Whereas if you're in a bad mood but no one knows that you are dating so-and-so, people are just going to assume you're in a bad mood. So if you are someone that struggles to control your emotions, I really wouldn't advise dating someone in your department. There are literally 50 other departments, so you can find someone else. But yeah, it's really important that you are able to put things to the back of your mind. If you have a fight, if you want to snog their face off, you can't do that at work. So you need to be able to walk into work and completely forget that they are your partner. Make your own time. Have you time. So you're with someone you're working with, which means you are spending all day at work together. Then you're going to go to crew bar together. If you go to crew bar, then you're going to, spend the night together. You're literally going to spend 24 hours a day with this person. And I know when you first start seeing someone, you want to spend 24 hours a day with them. You don't want to let them out your sight. But trust me, you need to. It gives you a chance to miss each other, and then things are better when you get back on board and you're like, oh my God, I haven't seen you for 4 hours. I've missed you so much. Pathetic, I know. But that's how we are when we first start seeing someone, and that is okay. But you really do have to make an effort to just not see them every day. And it's okay to not spend every night with them. But on a cruise ship, it's so easy to do, because if you're in the same department, they literally live over across the way or down the hallway. And the reason that I recommend having you time, besides giving you a chance to miss each other a little bit, it's because you don't want to make this person your whole world. It's very easy to do on land and on a cruise ship, but if that person finishes their contract, or they might get transferred to another ship unexpectedly. Honestly, all of this stuff happens on cruise ships. It's really important not to put your eggs in one basket. So make the effort to go to the crew bar with your friends. Make the effort to go off in port with your friends. Also make the effort to go off alone in port. I urge you to have you time, make time for your friends. Don't, just cut everyone off as soon as you start seeing someone you work with. Never assume you know someone. I have said this in previous videos, but people are very different on cruise ships. And I don't mean everyone's faking it, but obviously people are multi-dimensional. People have different aspects of their personality. And being at work on a cruise ship brings out your professional side. You are always representing the company on a cruise ship. So even when you're not at work, you're always acting with a little bit of professionalism, because you're always conscious that there might be a passenger who can see you, or an officer, or you know what I'm saying. But if you are spending 24 hours a day with someone, working with them, going out in port, everything like that, it's very easy to just assume that you know them, you know everything about them. I've done it. Many people have done it, because you would. I mean, of course, I've spent every day for 4 months with this person. I think I know them. And I'm sure you do. You know a lot of aspects of them. But there's also a lot of stuff you don't know. You don't know how they are with their money. You don't know how they are with their family. You don't know how they are when they have to go food shopping. You don't know how they are at paying bills. So I'm just saying, if you're with someone and you're like, this could be it, congrats, that's amazing. But just know that they are going to be slightly different when they are back home. And that's fine. You will be slightly different as well. Everyone is. And that's not a negative thing. It's literally just be prepared that they are going to be slightly different when they're home, and there is another side of them that you have to learn about. I have some relationships on board. They've both worked on cruise ships for 5 years. And you're like, oh my God, they've been together 5 years. That's incredible. But they've only been together on board a cruise ship. And then I've seen it when they finally are like, right, we're gonna go on land and have a family or settle down, and it doesn't work, because they're like, who are you? I've been with you for 5 years and never once saw this side of you. So yeah, it's really important that you get to know that person on land as well as on board a ship. Consider your roommates. So you will usually share a cabin with someone who works in your department. So I work in the shops, which means that I will share with a female shoppie, and the guy that I'm seeing will share with a male shoppie. So basically all the shops live together, all the bar staff live together, you get it. Now this means that, yes, you probably do want to see your boyfriend every night. However, his roommate or your roommate might not want them staying over every night, especially because they work with them. Let's call my boyfriend Dave. To Stacey, my roommate, Dave is just a colleague. She does not want Dave sleeping over, and that's completely fine. That's the difference between on a ship and on land. If two colleagues are dating in an office on land, that's fine. The other colleagues do not have to know anything about your extracurricular activities. However, on a ship, you are sharing a room. So your roommate is going to know about your relationship. So what I'm going to say is be very respectful of your roommate. You don't need to have a fight in front of them. You don't need to have sex in front of them. So although they might know that you are dating, they don't have to know, you know, the ins and outs of your relationship. The last thing you want is your roommates kind of bitching about it to your colleagues. After all, it is their cabin too. You can't just be making the rules. But I have done loads of videos about roommates, so I will link a few down below and you can go and watch those. So guys, those are my tips for dating someone that you work with. So we've got keep your mouth shut, don't tell anyone about your business, keep it professional. If you have a fight, if you want to be all over each other, you cannot be doing that at work. You have to remember that first and foremost, you are colleagues. Have you time? Make sure you still socialise with your friends, go out and pour on your own, make time for yourself, and then be respectful of your roommates because it is their cabin too. But I really hope you find this video helpful. If you do, then please click like and subscribe. As I said, I will link some roommate videos down below. You can go and watch them next. And if you have any video suggestions or any questions, you can leave them in the comments or you can DM me over on Instagram at cruisingAsCrew. But I hope you have a brilliant day and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye!